Let's talk about why your book keeps getting rejected by traditional publishers. Now, I've been doing a lot of research about this because although I'm a self-publisher author, I do one day want to get myself traditionally published, and I've been doing everything I can to talk to people who works with the publishing companies and trying to find out why some books gets flat out rejected and not given any answers. Like, why did you reject my book? Nobody is telling them why. And today I have reasons why that actually happens. And I've been talking to some guys and they were really helpful. I'm not gonna tell you guys who they were. They are here because of they don't want their names to be out there. But they were really helpful into helping me understand, because I want to get myself published traditionally one day, and I'm trying to find out what I can and cannot do to make sure that my books actually get published. And I have with me today the reasons why your book gets flat out rejected over and over, and nobody is giving you any answers to reasons why they did that. If you want to know that, please keep on listening and keep on watching. What's up, writers? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maua, and today I'm going to be talking about why your books get rejected, as I said. But before we get to that, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do that, because that will be very good for me. And well, let's get to it. Now, the number one reason why your book keeps rejected is because it wasn't even able to pass through the gatekeeper. Who is the gatekeeper? The gatekeeper is that person who first sees and read your manuscript. What they're supposed to do is to read at least your first 5 pages. I'm talking about pages, not chapters. Pages of your manuscript, and then decide whether your book is worth going any further. Now, if for example you got flat out rejected, no comments, nothing, nobody is telling you why, the reasons is because the gatekeeper deemed your book unworthy. They probably even read only the first 3 pages, and that's it, and they decided to trash it. What you need to do is to make sure that your book is good enough to pass through the gatekeeper. What I'm going to tell you now is how you can actually get through the gatekeeper. Because in place the gatekeeper, you actually have a chance. They're the worst, in my opinion. Honestly, they're the worst. So the gatekeeper checks everything. And let's say you did not submit your manuscript in a format that was required. If you didn't do that, the gatekeeper is straight away going to check your manuscript away. You must follow the guidelines to a T. In fact, they're a test to see if you can actually follow simple instructions. So please, before you submit, make sure you read all the instructions and follow them to a T. Otherwise, you're not going to pass through a gatekeeper. So that was number one reason. Number 2, your grammar and spelling needs a lot more of work. That's like, maybe it should even be number 1. They're checking the grammar and spelling. They want to understand what they're reading. If your book has grammar issues, it has spellings, you're not going. The gatekeeper won't even read like your first page, because they want to see that you at least put in an effort into writing your book, but you didn't check your grammar mistakes, you didn't check your spellings. You're not going to go anywhere. Your manuscript is just going to be chucked into the rubbish bin, and you're not going to get any answers. That's it. Flat out rejected. Number 3 reason that I got was you submitted your manuscript to a wrong publisher. So what they told me was that some people submit their manuscript to a wrong publishers. So what I can advise you, what they advise me to advise you, is that you need to do your research. Research if the publisher you're sending your manuscript to actually publish this kind of story. For example, these guys don't do, I don't know, vampires or I don't know, something like that. But then your book is a vampire. Why do you think they will publish something like that? They won't. So do your research. Do these people publish my kind of the story? If yes, then submit your manuscript, making sure the spelling, grammar is fine. Then submit your manuscript. But if they don't publish that kind of book, the one you're writing, you're just going to be wasting your time, because they won't do it. You won't even pass through the gatekeeper, which is the worst person in my books. Number 4, and the last reason why your manuscript gets rejected, is your story is just too mundane. There's just way too many of the same storyline. There's just way too many of the same kind of story that you wrote, and they already published so many of them. They're just tired of that kind. They want something else. I'm gonna give some examples, and I'm not saying just because you're writing these kind of books then you're not gonna get published. No, you can never know. I mean, maybe it's your luck, you're gonna get published, but I'm gonna give you some examples of the stories that most of them get rejected. For example, angels falling in love with human. That's just too many of those kind of stories. Angels falling in love with a woman, with a human. Why don't you just mix it up a little bit? I mean, I don't know, maybe this time a human is gonna fall in love with an angel, or I don't know, an angel is gonna fall in love with an angel and the world's gonna collide and it's gonna die. I don't know, something. But just the thing about angels falling in love with a human is way too much. Another example is writing a book in someone else's idea. What I mean about this, for example, Star Wars. You're writing a book on Star Wars, or you're writing a book on Game of Thrones. It's just, that's something that's already out there. Why would you want to write a book about the same thing as well? You understand what I mean? I don't know if you understand, but that was another reason why they told me. And let's talk about, for example, vampires. It's just way too many vampire stories. Maybe they've been publishing way too many vampire stories and they don't want any more vampire stories. So you're not gonna get anywhere with your book if they've been publishing too many vampire stories. So just do your research. All right, so those were the reasons the people I spoke to gave me, and I hope it will help me, because although I am self-publishers, I do want to publish my book traditionally one day, and I will try to follow those guidelines to be able to pass through the gatekeeper. And I wish you will be able to learn from this as well, and hopefully your next manuscript will get straight away published. If you like my videos, please thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on my next videos. Bye.